Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. Yet again, we got some good treats happening today, but it is officially fall, which I couldn't be more excited about. So today we're doing a little fall treat. I can't wait because I did these last year, perfected the recipe, and now I get to share with you. So I'm very excited. Are you guys ready? I am. Let's go. We are doing apple cider donuts. It is the most perfect fall treat. A little note on apple cider. We get ours from a local orchard, if I could speak. That would be something that I would recommend doing for you if there's a local orchard farm, to be able to get your apples and apple cider produce, all the things from them, so that you can support all the people that are doing all the hard work that we so appreciate. But our favorite orchard here in Tennessee is Morning Glory. So we're gonna give them a little shout out. They're in Nolensville and they're my husband's client. So we love them dearly. We got apple cider from them. And that with this recipe is like the most important step. What you're gonna do is first reduce this. It's gonna take a little time. So once you get this done, the rest of the recipe goes really fast. So I already got it completely reduced. You start with 1.5 cups of apple cider and you're gonna reduce it down to 1/2 cup. It's gonna take a little bit of time. So it's gonna take about 20 minutes, some a little less, some a little more, just depending on your stove. So what you're gonna do is put it in a saucepan, put it on low to medium. Sometimes you have to turn up a little bit to medium to just get it going towards the end. But as soon as it hits 1/2 cup, just keep kind of checking it every 5 minutes towards the end to measure, make sure you got your 1/2 cup, because reducing this will make all the difference. I tried just pouring straight in. You don't even taste the apple cider. So this is the key to the recipe. You're gonna wanna reduce it. And it's so, just the smell, the moment you bite into this donut, you're gonna be like, this is apple cider, almost spice, whatever you wanna call it. It's so good. So now we're just gonna mix it up, get it popped in the oven and eat. We are now gonna mix everything. So just a forewarning, I will not be able to tell you how much all the different ingredients are in there because it is a lot of different ones, and this mama's brain, as we all know, doesn't always work. But I'm gonna tell you what's in there, and my recipe is on the blog. So if you just go to ChayleighCouch.com, under the recipes, you'll be able to find all the stuff there. But we're gonna get the dry ingredients mixed first, and then we're gonna get into the wet ingredients, and then pop these in the oven. So what we have here is flour, we have salt, baking soda, baking powder, cinnamon, and apple pie spice. Now this is where the other than the apple cider, is where the spice mix happens. So apple pie spice, we've all heard of pumpkin pie spice, but apple pie spice has cardamom and there's no cloves, so that's kind of the difference. But the smell of cardamom has that like sweet vanilla flavor. It is by far, you just can't get it anywhere else other than with cardamom. So I would highly recommend doing apple pie spice. If you can't find it in the store, you just make your own. And it's with cinnamon, nutmeg, and the cardamom. And having all of the spice, it may seem like a lot, but this is what the flavor is gonna come from. And I'm gonna just tell you guys, anytime I find a recipe that has like a teaspoon of cinnamon, I'm gonna always double to quadruple the recipe, because you wanna taste that spice. But that's just me, I'm kind of obsessed with cinnamon. But you gotta taste it, so it's good. So we're gonna mix that up, then we're gonna move over to the wet ingredients. In this bowl, we have sugar, brown sugar. We're gonna do an egg, melted butter, vanilla, and milk. We're gonna get that all whipped up here. I guess you can always count on me making bloopers. And the butter is no longer melted, but it's still liquefied enough. Just a little trick. If you need, so your egg needs to be room temperature. A trick to get it room temperature if you don't have time for it to sit out, you're gonna set your tap water on the hottest temperature and just let your egg sit in the water for 5 minutes, and then you have room temperature egg. All right. This batter, guys, when you smell it, it's so good. Mix this up. Sugary goodness. right, now I'm gonna transition. Okay, oh, I'm gonna move this puppy over here. Now we're just gonna mix the wet ingredients into the dry. So once you get all the stuff, it's so easy. And then the last, but most important, the apple cider. Oh, so excited. And then just mix it up. But now we're gonna put it into the donut pan. You can use any kind. These ones are a little smaller and I have the silicone. If you have the normal pan, that's perfectly fine. Anything will work. You're just gonna wanna spray it, or I use room temperature butter to just put it in there so that the donut comes out and nothing sticks, because that would be a tragedy. But here is a little trick. Most of us that are not pastry chefs or bakers do not have the piping bag. So a big Ziploc bag is gonna work beautifully, just a gallon size. You're gonna open it up. You're gonna get a corner, just kind of stick it towards the bottom, and put it around any jar you have. So whatever you got, make it work. And then we're just gonna pour our batter in there and then pipe it. Hooray! And then when you're ready to seal, just get as much air out of the bag. Bag. I get made fun of for the way I say bag. Anyhow, all right. Well, these bags are a little weird. Well, we're just gonna find a little, that makes no sense. These don't make any sense. I've never had a bag like this. Okay, we're just gonna chop a little hole and see how this puppy comes out. So you don't want it too big, just so that, I mean, that was not a good interpretation. We're gonna make do, okay? Usually it doesn't have this weird folding action. We're just gonna get a little bit around each one. You're gonna wanna fill about halfway. So if you do too much, it's gonna be just too big and won't be that beautiful little donut shape. So let's get it. All right, so 350 for 10, 11 minutes. As soon as you see a little bit of golden brown around the edge and kind of top, they'll be ready to take up. So here we go. All right, after 10 minutes, these beauties are ready. I didn't want to bore you with the taking out of the oven because y'all know how to do that. So we let these sit for about 2 minutes. So you can actually, I say manhandle, I probably shouldn't say that, till you can handle them, and then we can dip. What we have now is a stick and a half of butter. Yes, a stick and a half of butter. And a whole bunch of sugar, cinnamon, and the apple pie spice, because you're gonna dip this, it's gonna be glorious. You might say, that's a lot of sugar, but you know what? We got more than enough donuts for it to go around. So if you're gonna enjoy something sweet, do it right, and enjoy it. I mean, come on. So let's get dipping. We're gonna do first, each side, butter, and then pop it in the sugar. Nestle it in there. Make sure it gets all over. Look at that. It's like glistening heaven. I would recommend using one hand for butter and one hand for sugar, because this is what happens. That way you won't be getting it all nasty. You have it. Delicious. I mean, look at how gorgeous. I just take a moment. We're gonna eat the most amazing apple cider donut you're ever gonna taste. So make sure to go to your farm, local orchard, and go get the apple cider, because you're gonna wanna make these. So here we go. It's like a nice crunch. Get the butter and then the apple cider just taste. So good, guys. Go make these now. Let me know, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, guys.